If there's one Star Wars show out there that a lot of fans are very skeptical about, it is all on the Acolyte series led by Leslie Headland and Kathleen Kennedy that's going to take place well before the events of The Phantom Menace and also at the tail end of the High Republic era. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. Now, given that, yes, there's a lot of things happening with the Acolyte, a lot of setbacks and delays and reshoots and rewrites, it's a never-ending vicious cycle. Now that John and Dave are on board handling roughly, and I say roughly 40% of the series, there's a little bit of hope that they might be able to make the show a decent release on Disney+. Now look, we don't have any in-motion, live footage to examine or analyze in full, as of course that's all being worked on and off. A lot of things are being changed around by Disney, but there's one thing in particular that fans, I believe, are gonna love and hate if they keep this intact with the Acolyte, and why Disney's most recent test footage supplied by Kathleen Kennedy has been very controversial. So let's tap right into this. Now, like John and Dave, they love to introduce cameos in The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett and the soon-to-be-released Ahsoka, and Leslie even picked up on the overall structure or the format of including cameos, and one of which has a lot to do with a fan-favorite character. We're going to be diving into exactly what's going on with all of this and what it really means. So, one thing for sure is that Leslie Headland is actually trying to do something above and beyond to at least make one surprising moment in the Acolyte series that's going to hit a lot of prequel trilogy fans really hard. Now, given that Disney is preparing to remodel Lucasfilm into a better company, Kathleen Kennedy is still struggling with the Acolyte to this day. It's noted that recently more test footage was provided by both Kennedy and Leslie Headland for the Acolyte series that is best explained as one of the worst decisions that Headland recently made, and that Disney is looking to delete the big scene from the Acolyte by either reshooting it or leaving it out altogether. Now, the scene is said to involve one of the Sith characters approaching a mysterious, shadowed figure, standing on top of an ancient throne, similar to Palpatine's from Episode 9, but different. It's in this moment where lava is seen surrounding the mysterious figure that is described to be Plagueis. However, what Leslie did in this scene is that she recently failed to design the character of Darth Plagueis accurately to how he is supposed to be from Star Wars Legends. Now, the Sith actually approached Plagueis in the actual moment, who appears similar to Jessica Chastain in a black outfit, and as she points her saber at Plagueis, as he offers her a vision about a boy. This boy is said to be actually the soon-to-be-born Palpatine, who he knows in the future will be able to overthrow the Jedi Order. So let me stop right here for a second. Now, so far, I will admit, this sounds pretty good. The failure about all of this is how they are not making Plagueis into a Mun species in the Acolyte, and that's all Leslie Headland's idea. Now, if you're a hardcore fan, if you guys read the Plagueis book by James Luceno, trust me, when you look at that book cover, it's superb, it's amazing, it's the perfect design for Plagueis. Most people have that vision in their head, you know, through multiple pieces of art out there that is official art, by the way. There's even one for Secrets of the Sith, though, however, where his face is all shadowed out, and I think it was shadowed out for this very reason, because Leslie was working on her design of Plagueis. The thing that I think a lot of fans are going to have a problem with this is that they already have this pre-image in their mind about what Plagueis looks like, based on the Legends content, right? And so, Leslie designed the character completely differently, and we're going to be talking about what that design is really like, and I think it's something that a lot of fans are really not going to like, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's see what you guys have to say about this as we go over the description. So, the scene, which was created by Leslie Headland, is described to be one of the only scenes that Disney both enjoys and also dislikes. The reasoning why they dislike the scene is that Leslie completely altered the design of Plagueis. He is said to appear nothing like a Mun, and appears more like Tor Valum and that Disney is calling for Leslie to completely change the design back to a Mun species. Now, in case you guys did not know, Tor Valum is the original villain of Episode 9. Basically, it's a very odd-looking character that looks like a hammerhead shark to me. But on top of this, it gets a little bit worse in my opinion. So, with that being put out there, alright, he appears more like Tor Valum than that of a Mun species, and of course, on top of that too, they actually combined that design with the design of Groot from the Marvel Cinematic Universe together. So basically, the design of Plagueis is a mixture of Tor Valum, I'll try to put him up on the screen, and Groot from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, from Guardians of the Galaxy. Alright, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's the tree creature from Marvel, right? I'm sure that you guys know him, I'm just putting it out there. But this, I think, is a terrible decision design-wise. Now, sure, some fans might like that different design and all, that's okay, but I find this design to be just intentionally destroying the Mun species version of Plagueis. Now, Disney is butting in, demanding Leslie to change the character back to a Mun species, or they want to delete the scene altogether if she refuses. Now, this obviously is a very big, problem, because obviously a lot of fans love Plagueis for how he is, how the design goes. A lot of fans, make a lot of art based on the very few existing official art that we have by Lucasfilm about Plagueis, and so at that point, almost everybody that thinks about Plagueis, they think about him as that Mun species. So, by Leslie switching the species and making him appear completely different, it almost sounds like she just wanted to create her own character and slap the Plagueis title on top of that, just to kind of make her own design popular. That's what it sounds like to me, and that's kind of like what it translates to on paper, from what it seems in the script, based on how this character is talking to the other Sith about this boy, this vision of a boy, and that boy being the soon-to-be-born Palpatine. This makes a lot of sense, given that this actual show takes place, give or take, around 60 to 80 years, maybe 50, it's really hard to really say, before Phantom Menace. It's really up in the air as to specifically where it takes place. They've given us numerous answers. They've said 100 years before. Leslie has also pointed out that maybe it's 50 years before. They don't really know, other than the fact that it is literally at the tail end of the High Republic, so just keep that in mind there. Now, overall, if you think about it this way, they did take the original idea of Palpatine's throne room, where there's lava surrounding this throne. That's for Plagueis. That's completely inspired from the original Return of the Jedi throne room for Palpatine, and he was supposed to have lava around his throne on some odd-looking world. So, I don't know about you guys, I'm really interested to hear what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. From night to moon, we hear their moans again.